In this video, we will be taking you through the updated batch review process within Vigilance, covering the most significant user interface changes. Don't worry, the batch review process itself does not change, but the user in the role of the submitter will need to be a bit more thorough in checking through and marking off transactions under alerts for each batch file upload. So once you log into Vigilance and upload a new batch file, you may see some alerts below the file summary, but it is now a requirement to select an action and possibly a reason for each of them. This is really easy to do. As the submitter, you can either select an action for each of the transaction lines one by one, or if you have multiple transaction lines under each alert, you can use the Apply to All button to apply the same action to all the transaction lines under that particular alert. You can then select a reason for each transaction to provide the approver with a more well-rounded picture of the payments for that batch file. If none of the specified reasons in the drop-down match what the reason for a certain transaction is, please select Other and type the reason in the expanded note field. In order to submit a file, you must select an action if it's required, but providing a reason is optional. If both the action and reason are selected for a transaction under an alert category, a green checkmark will appear beside it. If you do not provide a reason for an alert, the checkmark for that transaction line will be gray as opposed to green, which may prompt the approver to ask further questions about some of the alerts, so it is very much recommended that you do provide reasoning for each transaction under an alert. When all of the transactions under the displayed alerts are marked off correctly, you may click the Submit button to send the file to the approver for the final review before it's ready to be sent to the bank for payment. If you are not sure about what action or reason to choose from the drop-downs, click on the Help message icon here or here to see a more detailed description for each selection. When the action or reason fields are grayed out for certain alerts, this means no selection is needed for those fields, and these alerts are purely for the approver's information. An important alert to be aware of is new payees. If Vigilance identifies new payees in the software, some of them may be recognized and verified automatically due to them being in our public creditor database. A green checkmark will appear beside these payees, and no action or reason will be required. For all others, there are two main options to choose from unless there is a mistake in this batch file upload. In that case, please follow the instructions in the pop-up. The first choice is to simply have Vigilance start monitoring these payees for account number changes or otherwise when uploading batch files in the future. The second choice would tell Vigilance not to monitor this particular payee because it's actually a public creditor that may not be in our database yet. If you select this option, a pop-up window will appear that would require you to send our support team a message asking them to include this payee as part of our public creditor database. This creditor should then be verified upon future batch file uploads. Once you are happy with the selections made and submit the file, the steps for file approval and batching the file to the bank are the same as in the previous version of the software, and the rest of the process should be easy sailing from then on. Also, for each of the transaction lines under alerts, you can now see the comparison of details for the payee between the current batch file data and when they were last paid. We hope this tutorial has been helpful in explaining the most significant changes in the updated batch review process. Thank you for watching.